Hello,
Hello, Chanda. You good?
I'm good. Daddy, how are you?
I'm good, man. Apart from the cold, cold and the flu, now it is sometimes.
No, I see.
Like, catch you unawares. But it's more but like both at once, a tag team, like guys, one at a time. Ma-
Okay.
yeah, at phase 4, you're happy?
The Marvel movie?
Yeah,
Uh, okay, if I can be extremely honest with you,
yeah.
not really. There's movies I'm happy to see that they'll be coming soon.
Like which ones?
Blade, I'm happy.
Mm.
What's that? The Asian one? The secret ring, the power of the ring, the
Oh yeah, I know anything about that. I didn't even try to attempt the name. We just go
what?
and we just go and pay the chance. Here's my money. Give me a
Oh
ticket.
yeah, yeah, true. I'm also excited about the Wonder Vision.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but
But
is that the TV series?
oh, that's a TV series.
Yeah.
But what are they going to be doing? Their time at the Avengers headquarters.
Yeah, like for the what from what I read, it was more like the Wonder Vision would be more like in the time in between Infinity War and like with should be with that what's the guy's name? The orange, the floating guy. What's the Vision?
Vision.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that time somewhere there, set between that time and after it would be like until Age of what's that movie which came out in Infinity War?
Infinity War.
Then was what that movie where Thanos lost or and
Endgame.
Endgame, yeah, like until it reaches like Doctor Strange, like what should be in Doctor Strange.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm sure it should be like obvious along those that time period.
Mm,
But
yeah.
the one which I'm most disappointed for me would be the Hawkeye, not the Hawkeye. What's that guy's name? You like cats?
You like what?
You like cats? What's that guy's name? Anthony Mackie and
Oh,
so
yeah, and the Winter Soldier.
yeah, that should have been a movie, not Mama TV
Yes,
series.
I feel the same way. That should have been a movie. I think they've made a mistake on that one.
Yeah,
That should have been a movie.
because you know sometimes how TV series are. The budget for a TV series and a movie is very different. My friend like
Yeah.
Chan, only a few uh, TV series have got a big budget that can match a movie, and even the
Mm.
effects for a TV series and a movie, there was just a huge difference. Apart from them, Game of Thrones, some other standouts can be.
Yeah, and yeah, very true what you said. The budget of a movie and the
Yeah.
TV series are very different. Uh, they try to, because the TV series will have more action scenes, will
Mm,
have will initially be longer,
yeah.
so
Draw out the
they'll
story.
have to be frugal in a way.
Yeah.
So they'll compromise on quality, visual effects, fight
Even the
scenes.
story itself, it's a very few TV series that can like really like prolong like especially like action based movie TV series like TV series. It's very rare for them to be like a good storyline like from season 1 up to like season 3. It's really like one good season, then the rest are more like you just want to watch it for the action.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel the same way too. Um, it's. I really hope they pull it off.
Yeah, I
On
hope so
the
too.
on the other hand, let's look at Daredevil,
Oh
arguably
yeah,
the best series for Marvel in
yeah,
terms of
a Marvel
action.
based TV
Yeah.
series.
I think in terms of action, yes, that's the only series I can say it's up there.
Yeah, uh even Peggy Carter season 1 was a great for a storyline. It's a great storyline for season 1. I really
No, yeah.
enjoyed it. But what would be the worst one?
Hmm. Okay, they messed up on that combination of who's that guy? Like the Iron Fist guy.
Oh,
Yes.
that's the worst one for you.
That's the worst. It's not bad. It's not the most terrible series, yes. But I feel like you know
Among the
it,
Marvel ones, that's the worst one for you. You know what mine
it
is?
mm,
Inhumans.
oh in him. I've never even watched Inhumans, so I
Oh,
cannot judge.
Sumai Penderako. Like, ah.
Yeah, I don't even consider it. Yeah, I've never even bothered to look it up or just see one episode. I've had chances, but I always tend to. So that just shows you like how little I think of it because I've never even seen ads on Facebook. Because most of these series, I do get opinions like, "Have you watched this? Have you watched that?" But it's never come for the Inhumans.
Yeah. Even Chan, even before like the behind the scenes look and the thing, the trailers, my goodness, you can tell like this movie isn't going anywhere. Or this TV
Oh,
season.
okay.
Anyway, back to Chan, the Phase 4. Even but for the what we said we're talking about what? We're talking about I forget his name. Winter Soldier and thing and the new Captain America, right?
Oh yeah, the Falcon.
Yeah, the Falcon. Yeah. I was calling by his real name, like Chan.
Oh, the Anthony guy.
Anthony Mackie.
Yeah,
Yeah, but for that one, wait and see. But for Doctor Strange, every time India,
yeah, yeah. Doctor Strange. I'm also. I think I'm very excited about. I'm so disappointed that the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is a series. I'm sure, like, because I like the Winter Soldier and I like the Falcon as well, so I would want to watch it. I'll be curious about it.
yeah.
The I'm not really looking at. Okay, the Wonder Vision. I thought it was a movie. Now that you've told me, like, I'm not really looking forward to seeing it. I thought it would be a movie, and just try to see like what. I was curious, like, what obstacles are they going to face? So
Oh, hey.
definitely, one to look out for is Loki. Yeah, of course, that one we all know. Like, he's one of the most loved characters in the Marvel world,
Which one?
hands down. Loki.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's making him Chan TV series as well, right?
Yeah. uh, he's one of the most loved characters. So definitely that one will make a lot of noise.
Yeah.
Uh, of course, Thor, Thunder and Love. That one was like has been a
Rumored
little
about.
bird. Yeah, a little bird has been telling me
Yeah.
that obviously they'll make a second one.
Yeah.
Ever since Thor embarked into space with the
With the
Guardians
Guardians
of the
of the Galaxy.
Galaxy, I actually thought the Guardians of the Galaxy would be in this phase as well. But
Isn't none. I'm sure for that's a given already. Though. They can't just leave it Chan like leave it for a long period of time, not Chan.
yeah, I'm sure in the next phase. Because how long? What's
No,
the
in fact, I think
schedule?
there's a script already for that one already. Like I'm
The
sure that
script already, right?
yeah.
Who did that one? Brad Bird, right?
No, it's not Chan. Uh the guy who did the script and the directed it's the same guy. The guy who directed the movie and shot wrote the script.
Isn't it Brad? Okay, I think
No, it's
Brad
James
Bird
Gunn.
did. Oh, James. Yes, yeah, James Gunn. Yeah, James Gunn did that. What? I forgotten. Brad Bird did something. I know there were some issues. He was supposed to do the Incredibles, second Incredibles. Like he was split. They had scheduled him like almost the same time for both.
Oh.
Like one of these Marvel movies. Yeah, I forgot him. Anyway, the thing, the one I'm really looking forward to is Blade. I really want to see how they're going to incorporate it into the
Marvel,
Marvel.
yeah. Because that would be interesting like for some characters like for vampires to exist, right? How would they
Yeah,
tie it in? Like, because usually like those like tie it in, like no, that girl somewhere like you know how it is. I'm just like at that point in time, like they crossed paths with this guy like Chan. Like how going to explain vampires in the universe? So that would be interesting as well.
yeah, that would be interesting. That would be very interesting. Uh,
You
I'm
know
not
what?
really good.
So
Yeah,
that means there's a possibility of Deadpool and Blade teaming up. If
yeah, yeah, very true.
because
Very
they
true.
also announced like the Fantastic Four are now back on thing for the Phase 4. They'll be among the Phase 4 movies that will come out soon or
Yeah.
later. Because Phase 4
Like,
can take about 4 years.
yeah, how long did it take for three phases for Marvel? Roughly 10 years, right?
10 years. Yeah.
Yeah, so approximately like three and a half or three and a quarter for each.
Yeah.
Because it's been like 11 years since the first Marvel movie in this cinematic world
Yeah.
came out. So anyway, really looking forward to it. But I feel like Endgame set the bar so high. They if they are going to be releasing underwhelming movies, people will stop watching them
Yeah.
because yeah, they're expecting more or of the same quality.
for me, I think Endgame like deep in thing, like where like the peak was thing, Infinity War. For Endgame, it's more like
Yeah.
it's on its way down now. That's what I
No.
from what I saw as a fan. I watched it because like I wanted to see what's going to happen next, but and how we're going to set up the next phase of the movies. But then again, it was more like for me, I feel like they've been better in a sense. Like there's some loopholes in a sense like now everyone can hold the Infinity Stone. Now almost anyone can wear the Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
but if you remember, the gauntlet enables one to concentrate all the power.
yeah. And for you
Yeah.
to concentrate all the power, you have to have massive strength in a sense, like massive strength in a sense, like you must be. It's more like a god being in a sense, like
Yes.
a tier A being or a tier A mutant can hold something that powerful, right? Not anyone
Yeah.
can. Cause even holding one infinity, so it can rip you apart, right? Even when Peter Quill in Monster movie, the guy in the first one,
Guardians of the Galaxy.
they
Yeah.
had to hold each other for holding just one infinity stone.
Oh,
But
wow. Yeah.
in these ones, almost everyone was holding an infinity stone in their hands. Even once uh Clint, like when he got what's that the one where you have to sacrifice someone
The
you
Soul
love.
Stone.
Yeah, they were holding in their hands like for the sake of
Yeah.
for the sake of the move to go along, yes, you can agree. But otherwise, like the way they set it up, most like Infinity Stones are so powerful that only beings with a certain level of power can hold them bare hands, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now just imagine if you're holding 5 Infinity Stones in your hand, what will happen to you?
Uh, yeah. Of course, you'll be more than ripped apart. But the thing is, like I said, um, coming. If you remember in Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, right?
Yeah.
There is the Power Stone. The Power Stone was the only one. They never said other stones as well, but on the Power Stone, they said no one can hold this stone with their bare hands unless they are like really, really powerful. Because if you remember Thanos in Endgame, when he used it to punch Captain Marvel,
Uh,
he actually punched her and returned it back very quickly. He just didn't hold it. Thing. He like grabbed it, punched her, then he returned it as quickly as he could. Uh, the time stone wasn't the time stone held by a being at one point without using the eye of what's the eye of what?
Agamotto. The same
Yeah,
Agamotto dude who used to hold the time zone in obviously this be one
yeah,
of
okay.
his third eye in a sense.
Yeah.
But for someone putting the head, that means like someone is really sad and strong or whatever. Even
The
the same,
ether.
yeah, but never
The,
for that guy,
yeah,
isn't he locked away in a sense?
yeah, yes. In a sense, he is.
Okay, now we're drifting off. Now, okay,
Okay, yeah. Anyway, the ether, which is the reality stone, right?
the one which is sad now,
Yeah.
which is more like
Uh,
a cloud.
yes. Which yeah, the as Thor said, it's not really a stone. I don't know what it is, but it can be concentrated into a solid thing.
Yeah,
Like one can hold it, but it usually selects.
who it holds, yeah.
Yeah, like it can select. So he did. One of the movies, I think he did mention that.
Yeah.
Like
Okay,
it,
but
yeah,
okay,
generally,
no, okay.
yeah,
Now, okay, the thing is for me is like if someone can hold all five, okay, that's man, defend the gauntlet, right?
yeah,
That's more like a weapon, a, a mass, more like a weapon of mass destruction, right? Very few people can hold
yes,
those weapons. Even just imagine, like Thor's hammer. Very few people are aware of wielding that thing. Now,
mm,
the things for me, like almost everyone was had the chance like to snap their fingers using the same. I can see Hulk snapping his fingers with the thing. That's understandable. Hulk's a very powerful being in the Marvel universe.
yeah.
But for Tony Stark, I'm like, guys, I know Tony Stark is one of the lead characters in the movie, but still more.
No, but it led to his death, right? So surviving is holding is one thing, and surviving is another. Like you, before you die, you can snap, but that you inevitably die on that part. Uh, the same thing happened. Like you remember Thanos, right? Thanos snapped his fingers, then his arm like
Yeah,
I would say rotting. lack of a better term. We
Yeah.
don't know what happened to his hand. The second time he snapped it, the arm got worse. He used this when he used the stones to destroy the stones. Like his arm really, like it shriveled up. If you remember the Hawk, like the damage the Infinity Stone had on Thanos when he snapped for the first time was not as great as the damage the Hawk had. If you remember, the Hawk had great damage on his arm just for
Yeah.
snapping once.
But for Tony,
Right?
wasn't like for Tony, wasn't the arm as well. For me, I didn't see the when he snapped it, like the whole body, boom, like the whole body
Oh,
bent up. Like for Tony, it's not like time for some. There's still time for some screen time with him. Like okay, but you get my point. What I'm trying to say, right? Like
yeah. Like he 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 lived longer than he should have.
yeah,
Yeah,
and the
because it
damage
was just
itself
supposed to be.
was more like just
It was
half of
not.
his body.
Oh yeah, I get it. I get it. Because the Hawk, it was like it creeped up to his neck. The Hawk,
Yeah, for Tony, it was like
but
more like what almost a shoulder Kwasila, right?
like it was creeping to his neck. But he died before it like encompassed him. On that part, I'm not really sure. But who's to say that no, there was no. Okay, according to the idea they painted in our minds, is that you cannot hold the Infinity Stone for a very long time without dying.
Yeah, unless you're a very powerful being.
Yes. But those guys did not hold the Infinity Stone with their bare hands. Keep that in mind. They used the device, just like the Infinity Gauntlet and the the suit that Iron Man used. And okay,
Yeah,
just
maybe you said the suit. Maybe the suit kind of helped though. Anyway,
yeah, the suit helped. So that's the reason why they created it. Because you would, I don't think one can just hold all the stones in one hand then make his wish come true, snap with the other hand and stuff. I don't know. I don't think there's somebody as powerful as that. Even Thanos himself could not hold all the stones at once. He had to use the gauntlet. Hence the reason why he had that mate.
yeah, yeah. But goodness was
So,
always like at least can regenerate at least.
yeah, yeah, true. So, ish.
We'll wait for Deadpool to hold the stones.
Teabag.
Well, at least for him, like he can snap and still come back to life again, like just regenerate again, like bah!
They regenerate.
But like a time like he snaps, he almost dies, he regenerates again, snaps, almost dies.
But I don't think he will come back from that.
Boy,
I don't think he would come back because everything should have a point to it.
uh,
Everything reaches a point like where it just breaks. Nothing lasts forever.
cause,
Even our sun has got its highest
cause he can regenerate
energy
from a
output.
drop of blood.
Yeah, true. But the thing is, the Infinity Stones are so powerful. Like,
The point of life itself.
yes, at the smallest atom, they will have an effect.
Yeah,
So
we're going to see them shine. This is they also introduced that other thing, the what's that where there's Angelina Jolie, some other
the
dudes.
Eternals,
Yeah, what's that?
yeah, the Eternals.
Yeah, the Eternals. Since those guys also part of Shan, like godlike beings. We want to see how it's going to play out.
Is it godlike or did they just live forever?
The Eternals are more like the since there's more like the deviants, the humans, and the Eternals. The Eternals lived up in the clouds or up in the heaven. Then the humans lived on Earth. Then the deviants lived underground. And the deviants,
Okay.
that's the Thanos' bloodline.
Yeah,
Those are deviants as well. Then the humans are
yeah.
the common
That's the
form.
thing. Yeah, the
Yeah.
common form.
Then the Eternals are more like the godlike beings. Okay, they're not godlike beings, but okay, in a sense, to the humans, back in the day, they've seen that gods because they used to fly, had extreme power like Chan. Like it's more
Yeah,
like
they have
based.
power above
Yeah, it's more
things.
like the same Olympus kind of thing about the Greek gods in the sense like where like they used to live up in heaven. Some guys that were super fat, super fast. Some guys were very knowledgeable, very strong, that kind of thing. That's how they more like us in a sense. They were made by those guys. Those guys, that guy who destroyed the remember in thing in the Guardians of the Galaxy, the guy they showed like with the hammer, then he hit into the ground, the whole
Yeah, yeah.
those same guys, the guys who made the Eternals, the humans, and
Uh,
the Shan.
yeah.
The
What
Celestials.
the celestial being? Yes,
Yeah, the Celestials
the celestials.
made the also
Like Yeah, they are like what happened to them? They said die now.
Yeah, because even the same Noah is the head of a celestial being.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. True. Because he's at Galacticus, right?
Yeah,
Like he's the last of his kind.
yeah,
And in order for him to survive, he consumes planet. Like he doesn't really consume, but I just want to consume. Like he needs to survive too. Uh, like one of the funny storylines in one of the comic books. Like in order to preserve his race, he has to consume other planets.
yeah,
Now the thing is, why does he consume planets? Does it mean that planets with life on them have got more energy in them, or
yeah.
because
I think that's the way they're going to explain it in a sense. Because like I think that's the only logical reason why. Maybe if it's a dead planet, why it's more like Chan is eating Chan, is eating something that's tasteless.
something that's tasty.
I need to cut back on the
Anyway,
carbs.
mm, anyway, we're going to see. We'll see.
I just
It's
hope they don't nerf the thing like where like some people they reduce they turn down the superpower or they send the
the
power level.
celestial. Yeah.
Yeah, my friend I know when they say what's a Black Widow can fight toe to toe with Chan with one of the Chan, the Eternals like
That would be the worst because they
that's
okay
the thing I hate most about Chan Marvel movies like where like
they reduce the power of
they reduce the powers like then some like what's it then the Clint and thing and like Dash can fight against aliens like toe to toe
super beings.
like guys come on.
Okay, we understand that okay, the movie has to go on, but a line has to be drawn,
Yeah,
right?
even I never really liked the fight in that the what's that the Infinity War where like the two generals of thing of what's that guy's name Thanos were fighting against when they first showed up when no
The,
when the attack thing Vision right
the vision, right? Yeah,
they were handing Vision they were still beating Vision's ass.
yeah, and Vision was virtually
Yeah, super strong.
arguably the best
Yeah,
fighter. Like you cannot beat him because. But how did he? Okay, reason. Okay, for argument's sake, he was stabbed with one of those
yeah,
funny
yeah.
spears.
Of course, the spears what spear is more like it's the weight of of his star. In a sense, like once you get stabbed, you begin to feel heavy. In a sense, like more like the weight
Yeah.
of his star. In a sense. So just
Mhm.
imagine if you get stabbed. That's even that guy. Maybe that's how they tried to explain. Like, in a sense, like when that guy himself got stabbed by a spear, he couldn't move as well.
Yeah, yeah.
But Shumo, those are like more like the top, the generals, the right hand and left hand guys of Thanos, right? That means they're very powerful.
That mean, yeah.
The guys
To
who held their own were the magician who fought Doctor Strange, and that's a big dude.
oh yeah.
At least those guys, I can tell, like, no, these guys are legit time.
Mhm. Yeah. So we're yet to see. There's so many. 1 minute it's this, the other minute it's that because that's where they like in order to make the story interesting, they
Yeah,
more like turn back on the word that they gave earlier.
yeah.
True,
But
I get that as well.
that's why I kind of liked the DC movies in a sense. Like Batman knew, like, it's not like the comics where like he can fight against the bad guys. Like in the end, like no, dark side never. As a Shark Pangon never. Like, he might throw
Oh,
some spears or those my darts of his. Like he staggered dark side a bit. And that one was more like,
yeah.
let me get out of the way.
Oh yeah, when he was fighting, who's that guy, that beast, uh that
Doomsday
Doomsday,
in
yeah.
the first one, it was like, no, you guys handle it now.
Yeah, but he knew that there's nothing I can do. Like, what
Yeah,
if he was blown? Doomsday was hit by a nuclear bomb,
yeah.
and it virtually made him stronger because it didn't kill him.
Hmm.
Even Superman was weak for a point. He relied on the sun to regenerate him. So yeah, on that part, like there was nothing like those funny things they love.
Yeah,
Okay, but
even in the second one, even in the second, the DC, the Justice League, right?
yeah,
When Superman woke up, right? The guys who fought him were the guys with superpowers.
the
Batman
Superman,
was like put up in the
they put up in the Mercedes Benz.
like, girl, talk to your man.
So, it's funny. Like anyway, that's I think on that part. Marvel just tried to find a balance somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, which DC failed in terms of power levels of their heroes.
No,
Because like,
Marvel failed. This is Marvel failed, but DC, at least they can
okay,
get,
they remained consistent,
they
but
remain consistent. Yes.
which is, I would say, their biggest weakness as well. Because they have so much, like, those guys are so strong, nothing can defeat them, which makes a story boring, in my opinion. Like, if you live under constant fear that you might die one day, it will actually move you to greater heights. If I say, guys, they are going to blow up Nosaka, a nuclear bomb will be dropped right where you are, it will prompt you to move because you know how deadly a nuclear bomb is, right?
Yeah.
But if I say a firecracker will be blown, because you know that deep down everyone knows that it will just blow up at a distance,
Mm.
then I won't be affected. You won't move. So like, I feel like that's where DC had the initially. That's where those are the mistakes they made. The best story, in my opinion, the best one of the best storylines I've ever seen from DC was the storyline in Injustice, the first one, the
Oh,
Injustice
the
game.
game.
Yeah, because that one was it wasn't that kind of thing like Batman better than Superman and blah blah blah. They fight. It was they had to call Superman to fight against Superman, which made the odds even because we all know that it takes a Kryptonian to kill another Kryptonian.
Yeah. Unless you got Krypton, you got Krypton handy. That's
Yeah,
another thing.
yeah,
That's another thing I chat. Krypton is found almost everywhere. It's like a natural
yeah.
resource from there,
On,
that universe. Like guys, almost every bag got Krypton on them. Like wait a second. Yeah,
and
people like
you know,
people like that. At the time, what's that the opposite of the Justice League, the league that they have, League of Villains.
what's that like?
Yeah, they're more like before you go, here's a keychain, and here's a and
They give
here's
them
a
out. They
crypto,
have them.
and here's a bag of crypto for you as well, like
Yeah, and you know,
just in case you run into soups.
funny thing is that advanced civilizations out there do not have kryptonite, but Earthlings do have. Like,
Yeah,
why is that so? Darkseid himself, I've never seen Darkseid having kryptonite,
yeah,
and he's the most resourceful
Justice
there
League.
is, I would say, in the universe. He gets what he wants, right?
Mm.
He overthrows planets, civilizations, and enslaves them.
On a planet, and
Yes,
while riding a planet.
all right in a planet. So it's funny that he's never had kryptonite in one of the storylines, but people like Lex Luthor with limited resources, limited knowledge over the universe, get
Yeah,
their hands on kryptonite. Okay, we understand
for this,
kryptonite
for that.
found its way here through Kryptonians coming here, but
No, it was fun
really,
through thing when the thing blew up, like
an asteroid, yes,
yeah,
which
meteor
headed
showers. But
yes,
from what the stories from what the comics books say and the movies say, like Krypton is very far. It's like outside our solar system. It seems like it's in another galaxy, right?
yeah.
How did it get this far? Like large amounts of get travel that from that long distance away, passing
Mhm.
through solar systems. Anyway, for the sake of the story, it's a formula.
But you know, which kills, like, I read once, like, there's a, there's a, there's a plot, like, there's a plot device that you can use, like, uh, you know, those things, like, where they just make maybe a character's life so difficult just to make it interesting.
Yeah,
And, like, I don't know if you've seen let me give you an example, the new Predator, right?
yeah,
The new Predator,
I liked it. Oh,
the 2018 one.
yeah, like where like Chan, the bigger predator showed up.
Yes. I hate it. Not that, of course, it's very interesting that it's difficult to kill, but we know that it was difficult to kill because that was just a plot device. The
Yeah,
same thing as Rampage. What's that? The Rock movie where
uh,
he had the white gorilla.
and I know the one you're talking about, never watched it. I
So
have it, but never watched it.
there was a bulletproof wolf that could fly. I, as ridiculous as that sounds, yes, that it was there.
But
Like you
you could
couldn't kill
fly.
it. Yeah, they blew it up, it could regenerate again. So it was virtually indestructible.
At cut off his
It
head.
had to, yeah, enough said anyway. Back to
That really
um,
reminds me of Shan. Was Smallville. Like every season, or once in the episode, there's always a shower of meteor shower, right?
yeah, with kryptonite.
Of kryptonite. Like then the planet blew up 18 years ago. Naman. Every year it keeps on raining. It keeps raining meteor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I see. But it's funny. That's the thing. Like, it's funny. I think anyway. I think what Marvel did, in my opinion, I think DC has got better superheroes, but Marvel just knew how to tell great stories with the superheroes they had, and which is
They never
very
shied away from the sun, from the actual comics books. They use the comics book as a
yes,
reference. And like some other,
yes,
because most of these stories, if you read the comic books, you already know what's going to happen next. Even for the Infinity War, or even some movies, you already tell like some of these things they can't stray away from the movie, from the storyline because of this. Like if you really know, if you know the villain and let's say if you know the hero of the movie, right? And you know the
correct.
villain, you kind of know how the storyline is going to play out. In a sense, like you already know like this guy does this in the comics, so this guy's likely going to do this in the comics. At least you can follow along. And like in DC movies, sometimes like he did what?
Yeah, it's sometimes it's a bit vague,
Yeah,
like in the DC
like
world. Like you don't really know. Like I don't know.
like that movie, Chan, Suicide Squad.
Yeah, yeah.
You,
And there's going to be a second one actually.
yeah,
I think
James
they're
Gunn is
going.
going to was going to direct it.
Or he'll direct it.
Yeah,
So he's jumping both sides, or he's no longer doing the Marvel movies.
he was. Remember when he was fired, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what he did, right? Like Chan, like some weirdo stuff.
No, no, no. What did he do?
Ah, some sick stuff. They was just tweeting about like more like pedophilia stuff in a sense. Like yeah,
Oh,
yeah, in exactly. That's it. Marvel, Disney was forced to fire him, right?
oh, he
Then the
jumped the
stars of
gun. And Disney are all about kids.
yeah, yes, bad for sad. But anyway, with a long history of doing shitty stuff as well. So like,
Oh,
but then the actors of the movie, when Batista like, no, if you let him go, I also quit as well. Some other actors also supported him, even the fans as well. Like guys, that's sometimes that's not something like if someone's doing something like let's say yeah, prolific your job, right? It's hard.
yeah.
You can get away with stuff, right? If you're just like a normal dude who works, let's say the Kevin, let's like maybe like Feige was one who was treating the stamp stuff, right? He could have been
Mm,
fired, right? But since he's making money for the company and making
yeah.
movies, like so it's more like
Millions of dollars.
yeah, they're like nah, we'll look the other way.
Yeah, I get it. Anyway, that's the thing about Marvel. Marvel. Sorry about the vibrations my phone was bringing. Marvel
Uh-uh.
has
And Mr. Popular.
on that part, Disney did okay. Disney have got a good record of producing stories with not the best of stories, the best of storylines, but just well told. They know how to tell a story well. They know how to capture attention of of the audience. And one thing I came to understand, like each story is different. Every character is different. They need a certain well. Just because you maybe directed like
Unless you're Iron Man and Doctor Strange. This is basically the same story. Which dude, which asshole gets here and gets humbled. Apart from
mm,
that's those stories are the same.
they're quite similar. Okay, Doctor Strange is on
I
gets
know, but I'm saying, but I know what you're saying, but
okay,
like
yeah, like similar stories. It's how I feel like about what's that movie? Aquaman and uh, Black Panther.
uh
It's this typically the same old story: brother against brother.
yeah,
He comes to reclaim the throne, overthrows him.
the rightful
Okay, in Aquaman, he didn't overthrow him
he was the rightful
because
heir.
yeah, because the wrong guy was the one in power. But if it was Aquaman there, he would have lost.
Yeah,
Then come back to reclaim his throne. Like it's the same thing. Like
yeah,
so, but like in my opinion, I think Black Panther is a better film
yeah.
because I think the villain added a little bit more flesh to the story, and the way it was told was a bit better. It was much more relatable as humans,
Yeah.
and like Aquaman, yeah.
The best thing for DC movies, that's like that's remake the movies, the animated movies into live action movies. Because
Yeah,
the movies they sound like this is the uh Suicide Squad, the animation. That's a great
it's
movie
far much better. Yeah, far superior to
because
the
it
films.
explains
To
what
the
happens, like why they're doing it, and why they don't escape in a sense, and who they're fighting against. Like it's not really like a big villain in a sense, like where like you can see why they chose the guys to go and look after, to go and find the Joker in a sense, but not like Shan. Not like
yeah,
where
yeah.
you go and find some supernatural powers. You just find a crook and a thing and a marksman.
The Croc and Marksman. Yeah, true. Like, uh, I get it. But I remember I once talked to one guy. He's also a comic book fan. But then I understood like there's just those people. Like some people think, like some people still don't know what makes a movie great. Just like what makes a hit song. There's actually a pattern there, right?
Mm.
Yes, and there's experts like,
And and
yeah,
to, and to remake a classic song, boom, voila, it would have hit.
yeah.
When
You
it's
make a
done,
classic song.
so when it's done, and then that's a guy's name, Jam. We just say, baby, do it, baby. What's that song?
Oh,
Tory Lanez. Just
Really,
he remake
he
songs of
covers.
hit songs of Shan of one songs.
And he had the guts to say I'm the best rapper. Anyway, that's another topic for another day. But that's the thing. Like some people still don't know what makes what makes a story or a movie great. Number one, in my opinion, and according to what I've seen, the story has to be interesting enough to captivate people's attention. It's not supposed to be the best story ever written. There's stories out there which are like, this story is so great, it's amazing. Some are just interesting enough.
That even reminds me now. What's that movie? Inception.
Yeah, okay, it's
Do
movies.
you already know what I'm going to ask next?
In my opinion, I think Inception has got one of the best stories I've ever seen. Not that it's super interesting, like it's intelligently written. It makes you wonder. No wonder it's a psychological thriller. It
No,
makes you wonder.
don't even go that far. Don't even start explaining stuff. Did he, chill. Not the question I'm going to ask you. Did he
Yeah.
wake up or did he not wake up?
He did wake up. He did wake up. He did wake up.
He woke up in a dream or he woke up in the chan? Okay,
No, in reality, he did wake up.
he went to see his kids.
Yeah, that was his main goal was to find his kids, right? That was his biggest dream. Excuse me. That was his biggest wish.
Okay, yeah. You know, you see, he had that recurring dream, right? Of him walking to the house, right? And seeing his
Yeah.
kids playing in the garden, right? And then they turn around and
Mm-hmm.
see him and start running towards him, but never sees the face,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And he hadn't seen his kids for like 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Then when the movie ends, right? He
Mm-hmm.
goes back to the same actual day, right? It looks like
It
it's like
looks like
almost
the same. Yeah.
he hasn't seen the kids for like 5 years, right?
I don't know. Yeah, 5 years, some of
Yeah,
them.
yeah. He said like he's been on the run for 5 years
Mm-hmm.
for wrong for being accused of killing his wife, which
Yeah.
kind of is an accessory to the murder of his wife. They were half on drugs.
Yeah.
Money
Yeah.
was Sonakulu wafana.
Mm-hmm. But did Chan? That's the question that was asked. Like, didn't the kids grow up? That was the thing that was asked. Was he dreaming on that day or not?
Hey,
Yeah, yes. Apparently, it might be that he was dreaming, but the fact still remains that he did go see his kids. So that might not be a dream. Okay, like did it whether they let me put it, I think let me explain it a little bit better. After the mission, he was granted his wish of going to see his kids, but we all know that that was what was promised. And according to that Japanese business guy, he said he did deliver. But that footage which was shown in the end, it's still vague because 5 years after, yes, the kids grew. Did they show the kids in the end? I don't remember. I was watching it a few days ago, but
And they were wearing the same outfits.
the same outfits, yeah. So it might be just that dream he was having, like him just having that dream. You get my point? Like, you get my point? Like, before you see it, yes, before, because I think one of those kids didn't look older than 5. Like, so it like the youngest did not look above 5, definitely. So it might be one of the dreams he was having, yes.
I rest my case.
Mm-hmm. But the point is, he did go see the kids.
In his dreams.
No, not really. In actuality, because the mission was completed and they were fully awake. He tested if they were awake earlier. They confirmed that they were awake. You remember when they reached the airport, he was actually surprised. They noticed that yes, everyone is awake and everyone is here, and they all made it safely.
Maybe that was during the dream, Kelly. They were like in level 5. That's level 2 of the dream. Or level 1.
Yeah, like how many levels could they go? No one had ever gone level 5 except him.
Which they did.
To rescue that Asian guy. Like he had spent so much time there, he was out waiting for them. He finally found him. Like then went back. They woke up. You remember the Asian dude was shot, right? He was shot. Was it during the hotel time? No, during the icy place, right? No, was it during? No, he was shot during the thing, the car chase thing. When the train passed the middle of the road, that's when he was shot.
Anyway,
yeah.
I'll go and check it out again. Anyway, it's a wrap then.
Anyway, okay. Anyway, yeah. So that's the thing. Like that's the whole point. What's a psychological thriller? Like it's supposed to leave a bigger question in your mind, right? Like if you had to make, like last time we spoke of creation and evolution, right?
Hey.
Out of TT.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So as I was saying, I do have 16 minutes or so. Yeah, as I was saying, like that's the whole purpose of a psychological thriller, right? The main thing is supposed to get you thinking, supposed to get you wondering. How, like, okay, some people, I don't know, like some people still don't like some psychological thrillers are quite complicated. They don't get them. Like Inception, many people complain, like still wonder, like really, like what's this movie about? I don't get the sense. It's a very, very simple story actually. It's about people who create. It's about the story is about a man who created a device that can implant an idea in someone's mind using via a dream. So their mission was just to plant an idea in someone's mind via a dream. That was just the idea. That was the whole purpose of the movie. Regardless of the mode they used, right? We all know that the goal in the movie was this. And that's what Inception did. Okay, despite it being a psychological thriller, it might have been about magic. You get my point, right? Like it might be about magic, right? But the goal is to implant an idea in someone's mind. So you can use spells, you can use shrinking abilities, blah blah blah, whatever that is. So that's the whole thing. Like that's the story behind Inception. So it was told in a psychological thriller way. They used the dream, they used the science fiction devices where they plug into blah blah blah. But the whole thing, like that was left to make you ask like a bigger question, like was it a dream? Because okay, yes, for like this guy has been having that dream, right? Where he saw his kids walking. But the thing is, deja vu. What's deja vu?
Deja vu. Something happened twice, or
something. Is it something that has happened before, or you dreamt of this that has just happened now?
No,
You get it
it's
right.
more like a feeling, like you must take opportunity. Like I don't think
Yes.
or you mean, like
Like if
you remember something that's happened, but that you're not really sure. Like maybe if you remember something, you see
yeah.
something, you
So
remember something, but you're not sure if it's not real or not. Kind of thing. Like it's happened
yes.
before.
So what's the thing like? What's the thing with deja vu, right? Uh, uh, is it something you dreamt of that has just happened, or
Okay, in a sense, they try to explain that way, like more like deja vu in a sense.
yeah? So in like what's that thing? Inception, right? Was that a deja vu in the end? Something that he has been dreaming about happening.
Yes, yeah, I can feel like
That
that.
can be one. Yeah. So that's the thing, like with psychological thrillers, it's supposed to end that way. People are supposed to be satisfied, yes, that okay, they've reached the end, but keep them wondering, like, what end have we reached? Like that movie I told you about, right? Like for those twins, the guy who killed, like they were triplets. Were they twins? I think well, like there was one evil one and the proper one. Then in the end they fought. Then one killed the other. Then everything went on to their ordinary lives. Then the evil one used to flick a coin over his fingers.
I think I remember that movie.
Yeah, yeah. So in the end, they just showed like a guy flicking a coin.
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder, like, is it him or? But flicking a coin is not really a personal trait. Like, it's just that it's on. It's a whole flicks coins. You don't tell me you've never flicked a coin once in a while. You have, right?
I stuck them.
That's a good one. Anyway,
I have to
so
go. Like, shall I talk to you? Like, we even just wrap it up. Chan.
okay. Anyway, so that's what's up. We're looking forward to the movies that are about to come. Blade in particular. I want to see how they're going to fuse the whole idea of vampires existing in that world. Yes, I'm looking forward
Balance.
to. Sorry.
Come on, that balance, no chan. I
Yeah,
can go
yeah,
off the rails.
yeah. Okay. Them being great storytellers, they will look for the most natural way of them existing in the same world, and it will make sense. Just like they did the time traveling thing in Endgame, right?
Man,
It
if
did
they
make
do
sense.
everything all at once, like China, and try to combine mutants, vampires.
Yeah, it's a challenge because they took different worlds. These are worlds that had never existed in the same place at at the same time, before in history of filmmaking. Now they've come together.
I know. We'll see what's going to happen next.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, looking forward to their movies and series.
I told her it did.
Okay, see you. Talk to you later.
Well, that's even before. You might find next time maybe watch the movies. You storm at 51, the world ends.
Yeah, we might storm it at 51 the world ends, or we might
Normally,
get all the answers.
no,
Like,
no need for movies.
mhm.
Alright,
Okay,
alright.
okay. But we'll no longer be curious. Every time we're watching their movies about aliens, we'll be like, that's a lie. That's. Anyways, check
Yeah,
you out.
yeah.